One of the reasons I don't want my children in it is because I don't feel it's a place for children.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the documentaries that pulled back the curtain on what it's like to grow up under the harsh spotlight of Hollywood, as experienced by the child stars who went through it.
Ton of rejection. And I really considered not wanting to act anymore, like if these are the kinds of things I have to go through.
Number 8, Hollywood's Children. Way before most entries on this list, almost half a century earlier, filmmakers Suzette Winter and Gene Feldman tackled the ugly truth behind child stardom.
These kids are here basically for one reason, to make money. These children can make, on one day's work, $35,000. $35,000 is a lot of money.
Their 1982 documentary peeled back the glittery curtain on Hollywood's golden age, revealing the reality for young actors wasn't so golden. Child labor, exploitation, and misconduct by adults ran rampant. At the time, it might have seemed like these issues belonged to the past.
I thought I was a rich man, and I found out that I didn't have a cent. And then followed a lawsuit which established the Coogan Law.
However, as we know now, this documentary uncovered the troubling foundation of an industry that often still struggles to protect its young talent. It's heartbreaking to think that, despite its powerful message, it wasn't enough to protect future generations from similar struggles.
I think television builds them and destroys them. You know, you're a star one day, you can't get a job the next day, you're suddenly 14 and awkward.
Number 7, Showbiz Kids. Directed by Alex Winter, best known for the Bill and Ted movies, this documentary features stories from child stars like Mara Wilson, Will Wheaton, Jada Pinkett Smith, Cameron Boyce, and more.
Everybody has an idea of what they want you to be, and at that age, you don't even know what the hell you want to be.
It explores the personal experiences of these actors, revealing the reality behind Hollywood's glamour. Instead of a dream life, they faced intense pressures, mistreatment, and mental health struggles.
The adults in my life who should have been protecting me from that were like, this is the dream, and like kept pushing me in front of them and pushing me into these places where I didn't feel safe, and I felt really afraid.
The film also shows how being a child star continues to affect them into adulthood, including how easily the industry discards them once they no longer fit its expectations. By sharing these stories, the documentary faces the romanticized view of Hollywood, giving an important reality check on fame's darker side.
And it all kind of came crashing down on me at once, and I short-circuited. And I also was left with the question of, is this even really who I am and what I want to do?
Number 6, Gary. While many child star documentaries explore shared experiences among celebrities, this one focuses solely on Gary Coleman, famous for his role as Arnold Jackson in Different Strokes.
What you talking about, Willis?
Even though it's about one person, Coleman's story includes many familiar encounters, adults who took advantage of him, millions of dollars that went missing, and the pressure to be perfect.
Not only betrayed, but completely abandoned by the people who were closest to him, his parents.
The film also reveals how Coleman's cute appearance, loved by fans, was actually due to medication he had been taking for a health condition that later affected his career in adulthood. It also highlights the struggles Coleman and his Different Strokes co-stars faced growing up. You'll never watch the show the same way again.
You leave behind your power and suddenly you feel terrible, because now you have to really struggle to be like a regular kid.
Number 5, Fallen Idols, Nick and Aaron Carter. Following the 2024 documentary Quiet on Set, Investigation Discovery and Max teamed up to look into the controversies surrounding the Carter brothers, especially Nick.
The Carter family dysfunction is deep, made worse by money and fame and jealousy.
The film discusses their tough upbringing and the struggles of younger brother Aaron, whose substance use disorder and mental health challenges are believed to have contributed to his tragic death in 2022. It also examines the brothers' strained relationship in recent years, especially after Aaron voiced support for Nick's accusers.
I told him, I said, Aaron, they're going to come after you. I've been through it, I've seen it, I've experienced it. But nobody can prepare anybody, even Aaron Carter.
Notably, Nick reportedly declined to be interviewed for this documentary. Ultimately, producer Michael Hirschhorn wanted to shed light on the dangers of cyber harassment and the toxic side of fan culture that often refuses to hold idols accountable.
The abuser has a fandom willing to defend them. These little fandoms, they go to all-out war.
Number 4. Pretty Baby, Brooke Shields. Shields made her breakthrough in 1978's Pretty Baby, where, at just 11 years old, she was asked to do things that seem unimaginable today.
I think I learned how to compartmentalize at such an early age, and it was a survival technique.
This documentary takes its title from the film and examines the sexualization of young women in the spotlight, highlighting how the entertainment industry upholds harmful and misogynistic norms. While it centers on Shields' experiences, she hopes to bring attention to an issue that hasn't improved much since her youth.
Why all of a sudden does that mean you're boring, or you're too squeaky clean, or you're a nerd, or whatever? It's like, no, you actually have ownership over your health and your body. That, to me, was empowering.
The film skillfully connects her showbiz timeline with public perceptions and her feelings at each stage. Shields opens up about feeling silenced, her tough relationship with her mother and manager, and other painful career moments with the hope of getting people talking.
I wanted to erase the whole thing from my mind and body and just keep on the path that I was on.
Number 3, Kid 90. Throughout much of the 90s, Soleil Moon Frye, best known for her role as Punky Brewster, kept video records of her life in the spotlight.
The big question for me was if things really happened the way I remembered them.
Let's see what you found there.
I look at this like Pandora's Box. What happens once I unlock it?
Now, those clips have helped her share her story alongside those of other young talent and the memories of those who can no longer speak for themselves. Featuring interviews with fellow child actors, the documentary provides one of the most candid insights into the life of child actors.
We all know what that meant, is like, this is an adult business. It's not, I feel that, and that's one of the reasons I don't want my children in it, is because I don't feel it's a place for children.
It shows kids who really just want to be kids, while revealing a world far from carefree glitz and glamour. It's an almost totally unfiltered look at being a child star. Few documentaries are as raw as this one.
By you sharing this, and by sharing your experience and these tapes, you're giving all of that its ultimate purpose, which is to be shared. It's not supposed to be in a box.
Number 2, Child Star. This documentary begins with a group of kids sharing their thoughts on what fame means. While they provide some interesting insights, the message is clear. The world of showbiz is not suitable for developing minds.
Fame also has addictive properties similar to substances.
The focus then shifts to Demi Lovato, who interviews other child stars like Raven Simone, Allison Stoner, Kenan Thompson, Drew Barrymore, Christina Ricci, and Jojo Siwa. It centers on the well-being of young stars and how the industry often fails to protect its talent.
I'm in these real estate people's office waiting to sign his paperwork, and he doesn't bring the check kind of thing. It's crazy going from rags to riches and back to rags.
By taking a cross-generational approach, it shows how some problems have changed while many remain the same. It also raises questions about how social media creates new challenges for a new generation of stars.
The bill also focuses on ensuring that the kids have the opportunity to go to these platforms and to request that their likeness be taken down, to be able to kind of take that power back.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Quiet on Set, the dark side of kids' TV. By the time Quiet on Set was released, we already had a sense of the issues surrounding child stars.
Everyone knew it, from New York to California. So who would we go to? Who could we possibly go to complain about this?
However, hearing their personal stories of exploitation, mental health struggles, and the pressures of fame hits hard. This documentary challenges the shiny image often linked to stardom, inviting viewers to reflect on the real costs behind the spotlight.
It was par for the course. Strange Things amuse Dan.
And that was just one of the things he thought was funny.
It also addresses systemic problems like cyber harassment and toxic fan culture, which can protect certain people from facing consequences. By sharing these honest and often painful stories, Quiet on Set encourages empathy and opens up important conversations about the need for a more compassionate and protective industry for its young talent.
I didn't need to have dogs lick the peanut butter off. Jack didn't need to be submerged in a pool of worms. I don't think that any of that was necessary.
Which child star documentary had the biggest impact on you? Share your thoughts in the comments.
You made some money, so what are you complaining about? And yeah, we collect our money, sure, but at what cost?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.